Hello Leo, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Leo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking towards this direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Leo, let's get started. So far we do have the Fool to the King of Swords. You could very well be connecting with an Aquarius strongly, or you might just have Aquarius within your chart. But we do have, okay, the Fool, the King of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Cups out here. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Nine of Pentacles to the Magician, and then we also have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, Leo, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship prior to you actually meeting this person, because I really want to focus on prior to you actually meeting this person, because I feel like this is going to play a massive role in your reading for today. But prior to you meeting this person, something happened that influenced you to just want to solely focus on yourself, your money, your career, your business if you have one, your education, nothing more and nothing less. So it could have been like a really bad experience that you had in love that caused you to just put love on the back burner and just solely focus on yourself. And it kind of looks like you did just that, okay? No distractions, no none of that in your life. And I think that during that time where you were just solely focusing on yourself, you were able to accomplish and achieve a lot of things. Leo's basically what I'm gathering, but it looks like you're falling for someone. Now, I don't necessarily feel like this is something that you wanted to do or was a part of your plan. It just kind of looks like it just happened, okay? I think that prior to you meeting this person, you could have found yourself talking to people, dating people, things of that nature, but you never really allowed yourself to fall again for absolutely anybody is basically what I'm getting. I don't know, maybe you made a promise to yourself that you would never allow yourself to go there, you know, with a person ever again. You know, maybe that's what happened. But the fact that you do find yourself falling, you know, for this person, I'm very curious to see how this all plays out, because this kind of goes against like the promise that you basically made to yourself to never allow yourself to get too close to a person ever again, or allow a person to get too close to you, or even fall for another person ever again. So we'll see how this all plays out. With the King of Swords coming out here, that's kind of telling me that you are consciously aware, obviously, that you're developing romantic feelings for this person. You aren't falling for this person, but we'll see, you know, how this all plays out, because I don't see you fighting it or anything like that. For right now, I don't see you fighting it. All right, let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship with Leo? Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll really see how this one plays out. We have the Seven of Pentacles to the Devil, and then we also have the Judgment card out here. How do I explain this person to you? You know, Leo, I feel like you discovered that there's far more to life than just love in a relationship after that previous relationship went south for you, okay? You know, maybe once upon a time you thought that was like the ultimate goal, right? Is to find someone that you could build with, establish a life with, grow old with, have a family with, all of that, right? But I think that once things played out the way that it did between you and that particular person, and it didn't work out, I think that you started to quickly discover that there's way more to life than just love, you know what I mean? And finding the perfect person that you can settle down with and build towards a life with, although that's, you know, a nice goal to obviously accomplish, obviously, but you know what I mean? You started to discover that there's more to life than just decided love and building towards a life with someone. This person, they kind of remind me of like the old you, is like the best way that I could describe what I'm seeing here. That is the ultimate goal for this person, is to find someone that they could build with and establish a life with. And I feel like this person is starting to become very, very attached very, very quickly, by the way, to the idea, right, of the two of you becoming a thing one day and growing old one day, things of that nature. They're quickly becoming attached to that idea of the two of you. Is basically what I'm gathering so far off of this person's energy. Okay. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how this plays out. You know what I mean? We'll see. Tell me more about the Seven of Pentacles. I just want to look at that real quick. We have the, okay, we got the Four of Pentacles, we got the Three of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Wands. Okay. Yeah, this person just kind of reminds me of like the old you is like the best way. And you know what, this person, the more you get to know them, they might remind you of your old self, because I am definitely getting that. But I can't emphasize this enough. It's not necessarily a bad thing or anything like that, but that is the ultimate goal for this person, you know, is to find someone that they could build and establish a life with. And with you, it's like they could just see themselves having that. They can just so see themselves having that, you know, with you. Now, with the Four of Pentacles to the Three of Swords, is this person scared? You know what I mean? That here they are developing all these emotions for you, becoming very attached to like you and what they basically want with you. Like, yeah, they're starting to become very, very scared, because at the end of the day, there's a possibility, right, that you may not want those things with this person. There's a possibility that that may not play out, you know, between you and this person. But it kind of looks like, you know, that's a chance that this person's willing to take, you know, when it comes on to you to see, you know, what ends up happening here, you know, between the two of you. I think that if this does not play out the way that they're hoping it would, I think that it is going to leave them heartbroken and devastated, primarily because you're just different. I mean, straight up. Like, I feel like you're very different. You're nothing like, you know, anyone that they've ever dealt with, you know, before. So, you know, I get it. But how does Leo feel? Let's see. Okay. Well, you're conflicted. I mean, I'm not surprised. You are conflicted because, again, this kind of goes against how you originally wanted to, I guess, live your life, if you will. And allowing yourself to get close to another person just wasn't a part of your plans. But here you are, you know what I mean, falling for this person. And a big portion of you does want to manifest and create a life with this person to fruition. Then there's that other portion of you that wants to get up and walk away because it goes against these plans that you had set out for yourself. You were not looking for someone to settle down with or build towards a life with and create this happily ever after with. That just wasn't a part of your plan. So right now you're conflicted. It's like you don't know whether to go left or to go right at this point. But you're trying to figure it out. And I feel like the main reason why you're trying to figure it out now as quickly as you are is because I think that you know, Leo, that this person is becoming very attached to you. I think that you know that this is somebody who sees a lot of potential, you know, with you without them having to even tell you anything. You could just sense it. You could just feel it. So I think that you're trying to figure this out as quickly as you possibly can, you know, before they start to push for more out of you in this dynamic that the two of you basically share with one another, because you don't know if you're going to be able to respond in the ways that they need you to essentially respond. You don't know if you're going to be able to show up in the ways that they need you to show up. So before it even gets to that point, it's like you rather figure out what you want to do and how you want to play this before it even gets to that point. Okay, let's see. Got the King of Wands, we got the Page of Pentacles, we got the Two of Cups, and then we also have the Chariot out here. Okay. Leo, you know, it's only a matter of time, which I think that that's something that you already know, before this person, you know, starts asking questions. So where is this going? So what are we, you know? It's only a matter of time. Okay, it kind of looks like you guys have been, you know, spending time with each other and dealing, you know, with one another for quite some time now. I wouldn't say that you guys have been dealing with one another for a long time, but it could have been for like a few weeks, possibly even a few months. But they're going to start asking questions. So Leo, where is this going? So what are we? Are we going to jump into a relationship or are we not? Is that something that you want or is that not what you want? So I guess we'll see, you know, how you respond and react to all this, because as far as they're concerned, I mean, we already know what this person wants. This person wants you and, you know, this dynamic that they share with you, and they're going to definitely push for more, which you already knew that was going to happen way before it even happened to begin with, but you know what I mean? So right now their main mission is to try to like figure out where your head is at and what it is that you want, and see yourself having, you know, with them. Okay. Let's see what actions they plan on taking in your direction, and then we'll jump back over to you. What actions will this person take? Okay, so we do have the Empress, we do have the Page of Wands, and then we also have the Two of Swords. Okay, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Wands. We have, I think, just based off of the way that this person is showing up, I think that it's safe to say that you're not going to have a answer for them, just going based off of the energy that I'm seeing here coming from this person. because I do see this person having that talk with you. I do see this person telling you, how they feel about you and what they want with you. Their whole thing is they're just trying to kind of get a feel for where your head is at and what it is that you want. And it kind of looks like you're giving this person like mixed signals. It's like a part of you is communicating to this person that you want this, and there's that other part of you that's like, yeah, I don't even know though, but I'm not sure, which is creating confusion for this person, and it's causing this person to have that lack of clarity when it comes down to the direction in which this relationship is basically heading in, because that's what they want to know. Like, so what are we doing, Leo? Like, where is this going? Like, what are we doing? And it kind of looks like you're basically leaving this person with the same questions, because you're not giving them a straight answer. All right, so let's see how you're playing this, I guess. What actions will Leo take towards this person? We're moving forward. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups, we got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Wands to the King of Pentacles. We also have the Seven of Cups, and then we also have the Hierophant. Okay. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, this is just acting as a double confirmation that this person's coming to you, being open and honest and transparent with you, as well as vulnerable with you when it comes down to how they feel about you and what it is that they want with you. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. The feeling is essentially mutual. I think that what they want with you is exactly what you want with them. But the thing is that there's a lot of things that are holding you back. And I feel like it has a lot to do with one of those things being this was not something that you were intending on doing, as far as like catching feelings for another person again, allowing yourself to get close to another person again, building and establishing a, happily ever after with another person again. This just was not a part of your plan. So that's one of the things that are holding you back right now. It also has a lot to do with things that you personally want to continue to focus on. Remember, prior to you meeting this person, it kind of looks like you took a massive break from love to just solely focus on yourself, your education, your career, your finances, your growth, your expansion, money, all of that stuff. And it looks like during that time that you spent being single and alone, you were able to accomplish and achieve a lot because you didn't have any sort of distractions in your life. You were, able to just focus on what you needed to focus on. And it kind of looks like you're nowhere near done because there's still other things that you want to accomplish and achieve for yourself. So that's another thing that's kind of standing in the way from you pursuing them in a relationship, with them is basically what I'm getting. It also has a lot to do with the level of the unknown, Leo. It's like you don't necessarily know like what's going to end up happening if you do allow yourself to go there. Like, is it going to blow up in your face just like every other situation, or is it honestly going to work out? So that's another thing that's kind of holding you back on top of that from like taking things a step further. Now, here's the thing. Even though you are unsure on whether or not this is something that you're ready for, this is something that you essentially want, I do still see you wanting this person to continue to be a part of your life, and I do still see you wanting to continue to be a part of theirs. I am definitely getting that because I do see you, for the most part, communicating to them that, yeah, I mean, this is somebody that you could totally see yourself being in a relationship with. It just kind of looks like right now is just simply not the timing for all of that because of the reasons why I already mentioned. I'm sure that there's more reasons attached to why you feel like you're not necessarily ready for all of this, but do you want them to go anywhere? No. But are you going to turn around and give them what they want? No, you're not. You know what I mean? You're not. You're not. I just kind of see this person, conflicted themselves because, and I understand, where they're coming from. Like their whole thing is they don't want to continue to invest even more time and energy towards you. And then what if it never turns into absolutely anything, between the two of you? That's time that this person cannot get back, which is totally understandable. And I feel like that's the position you're putting them in. Because you're not giving them like a straight answer. It's causing them to feel like, damn, like what if Leo's never ready? What if Leo's never going to be ready for anything serious? You know what I mean? And I'm just wasting my time. That's a possibility that this person can totally face if they continue to remain with you. But then there's also that possibility that, their patience might end up paying off in the end, and you guys might end up, going off and building and establishing, an amazing life with one another. But it just kind of looks like this person's being forced to make a decision when it comes down to you. They're either going to stick around and see how this all plays out, or they're just going to walk away now and not continue to invest more time and energy towards this. Either which way, the choice is entirely up to them. I don't see you like I said, giving them what they want, but I also see you kind of like relaying to them that you want to obviously, you know, continue to be a part of this person's life, and you want them to continue to be a part of yours. So you're going to definitely make it known that you don't want this person to go anywhere, even though you're not ready to give them what they want. And I think that that's what's going to keep them stuck, right? Because, you know, by you telling them, I don't want you to go anywhere, even though I can't really give you what you want right now, you know, that's what's going to kind of keep this person, you know, stuck, because you're communicating and expressing to them that you don't want them to go anywhere, but at the same exact time you also hitting them with the I can't really give you what you want right now. So it just kind of looks like they're gonna have to make, you know, a decision. But for those of you who are resonating with this person to the right of me, here's one thing that I will say, just something to anticipate / expect from this person to the left of me. This person is showing up as a King of Swords regardless of their gender. Male or female doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. A King of Swords is somebody who takes a while to commit to a person. It's just something that I've noticed throughout the years of doing tarot. Like when it comes down to like all the other kings, like the King of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, or even down to like an Emperor, for example, it doesn't take these masculine energies that long to fully commit themselves to a person. The only time that it ever takes a King of Wands, King of Pentacles, or a King of Cups a very, very long time to settle down and or commit to the person that they're dealing with has a lot to do with them essentially knowing deep down inside that person's not the one for them. So this is what typically takes them a while to, I guess, give that person that they, you know, that they're dealing with what they essentially want, if they feel deep down inside that person's not the one for them. And oftentimes they never actually do commit to the person, you know, that they know deep down inside is just not the one for them. Because masculine energies, they could just tell right away if the person that's sitting across from them is the one for them or not. That's just a known fact. But with the King of Swords being the exception, the King of Swords, I can't really explain why it's like this. It's just something I've noticed, like I said, throughout the years of doing tarot, because I literally pay close attention to everything. I'm a Virgo. I pay attention to like the small little details that people overlook. Just roll with it. But King of Swords, I don't know. They just take a very, very long time, you know, to be able to identify if the person that's sitting across from them is the one for them or not. You know what I mean? It just takes them a while. Sometimes it might take them a year. Sometimes it might take them 2-3 years. You know what I mean? And if you are this person to the right of me, just know that that is a reality that you could very well be facing, as far as like having to wait a year or 2 or 3 or 4 until this person, you know, figures out if you are what they basically want or not. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you were basically what they want or not. And if you're not trying to wait years, I don't think that this is somebody that you should be waiting around for. And I'm just being honest. It's not to say that that person won't choose you in the end, but again, it's the, do you really want to wait, you know, 1 to 2 or 3 years before that person chooses you? You know what I mean? And there's no telling if they ever will. So that's another thing too. It's another thing too. So that, I don't know. It's a tricky situation because you're dealing with a King of Swords like energy. If, of course, you're resonating with this person to the right of me. Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, if you are this, you know, King of Swords, Leo, I'm gonna be honest, I think it's gonna take you a while before you figure out if you really want to be with them or not. You know what I mean? It's gonna take you a while. It's just gonna take you a while. You know, it might take you a year or 2 or 3. I just don't see you finding out, you know, quickly if they are honestly the one for you or not. I mean, I see you trying to figure that out now before it gets to that serious point where they start pushing for more out of you in this dynamic they share with you. But even then, it's like, even though you're trying to rush yourself to figure out there what you want, you still don't know. Because there's a lot of things standing in the way of this dynamic here between the two of you. And it has a lot to do with the things I already basically mentioned. So, you know, then there's that. But it looks like they're going to have to make a choice. They're either going to stick around or they're not. But the decision is entirely up to you. The ball, technically speaking, is in their court. So there's a possibility this person might just walk. And there's a possibility they might just stick around. But just know that if this person does decide to stick around, it's because they're really hoping that in the end, you'll basically choose them. That's the only reason why they would be doing it, to be honest, Leo. All right, so that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.